Number 7 says evaluating a quadratic expression with integers. Quadratic expression just means you have the highest degree of 2 has a squared term. So whenever it says quadratic expression, expect to see an x squared, an m squared, something squared in your problem. So it wants us to evaluate. We said before when we evaluate an expression, we put that value in parentheses. So m squared means I'm going to take -3 and square it, plus 5 times the m value, because 5m means 5 times m, plus 9. If I follow my order of operations, I do the exponent first. -3 times -3 is +9. Then I do my multiplying. Right here in the middle we had multiplying. +5 times a -3 is a -15. Notice I just wrote the sign of the answer. I didn't put plus a -15, which it technically is, but this looks like a mess. Then I have the plus 9. Now I can do my adding and subtracting. With adding, we have the commutative property, so I like to add the ones with the like signs. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 minus 15 then, going to give me an answer of 3. So on number 8, if I'm going to evaluate the expression y squared minus 8y minus 9 when y is equal to 5, putting 5 in for my y value. So 5 squared minus 8 times the y value of 5 minus 9. 5 squared, 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Multiplying, -8 times 5, negative times a positive is a negative, and 8 times 5 is 40, minus 9. So again, if I put these two together just because they're both negative, I'm going to have 25 minus 49. Now my rule is to subtract and take the sign of the larger one. The larger one is negative, and so I'm going to get -24 for my answer. Now if you're using your calculator, you could just punch it in, 25 minus 40 minus 9. It's going to give you the same thing, hopefully. Number 9, if I'm evaluating that expression, again I'm putting in -6 for my n, and I'm doing n squared minus 5n minus 7. So I'm going to take -6 squared minus 5 times -6 minus 7. Following my order of operations. Exponents first. So -6 times -6, negative times a negative is a positive 36. Then multiplying. -5 times -6, a negative times a negative is a positive 30. And then I have my minus 7. So 36 plus 30 would be 66. 66 minus 7 is 59. If I grab my calculator quickly here, well, maybe not so quickly. If you are going to use your calculator on this first step, make sure that you don't type in -6 squared, because -6 squared is -36. You've got to type it in with the parentheses around it in order to get the right sign on your answer. So if I'm going to check this one with my calculator, I'm going to put parentheses, -6, close my parentheses, hit my x squared, so I have -6 squared, just like that, minus 5, and then in parentheses, my -6, close my parentheses, then the minus 7 on the end, minus 7. And again, if you don't know if it's a minus or a negative, use the subtraction key on the Casio. It will take it either way, and once I hit equals, I should get the 59.